Hey, so, yeah, I just thought I'd check in and just let you know how my day went. Just wanted to diarise things so I could look back and just try and share some of this when I get back to Australia. And oh man, what a day. Oh, it was so amazing and also educational. I just, it's only the first day and I can just see how much African Enterprise is doing for the communities here already. Without them, I'm not sure there'd just be so much more difficulty. So we went first to one of the community schools that they've set up there, and so it was a preschool, very different to Australia. So they had the preschoolers were sitting at desks, and it was in a one room, lots of desks, quite a dark classroom, but colourful paintings at the back of the wall. And the kids were just so cute. Oh my gosh, I just miss my kids when they were that little. But yeah, they all came up, running up and gave me a big hug, and sang some songs for me, and then I helped give out their lunch and sat with them while they had their lunch. And then after that, I was able to read them a story with finger puppets, 5 Little Ducks, and they don't know what ducks are. Apparently they don't have ducks in Rwanda, so that was a learn. I thought they would, but they don't, so they now know about ducks. So there were 2 things we were learning about: ducks and also counting. So so that was fun, and they seem to like that, and the duck noises, and I've left those books there along with the Gruffalo and a Spot Farm book with the Lift the Flaps, so they can learn a bit of English, and the teacher was able to recognise the words there, so that was really good. They were so sweet. And then we went outside, and they taught me a few of their games. So we were calling the birds with calling birds with different actions, the different birds to come and join them, I think, but they had different actions. And then they were doing stretches and some hopping games, and then they asked me if I would teach them something, so I decided to teach them duck duck goose. Just add another bird in, but that was a lot of fun. So we had a couple of going around at the time because there were 41 children, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. There was a lot of laughter and they were so cute, and they don't speak English, so there was a bit of they just kept going around and around the circle, chasing each other. It was so funny, but they were so cute. And then after we did that, we went inside, and Evian and I handed out the little dolls that were made from the various people in the community of Barara, and it went well. I was worried that there might be fighting, but we handed them out, and they were kissing them and cuddling them, and it was really lovely. And so then we did that, and then we just had some photos and we had to move on. But the teacher was telling me one of the things that she wants to do so much more for the children. They're children from disadvantaged or the very poor backgrounds, and a lot of them came to the school with issues with malnutrition because of the poverty that they live in. And she said that they get porridge at the school because the parents can't afford to give them porridge, so they are able to have it there, and they've helped them with their nutrition, and so they're getting better. But a lot of them have difficulty with stunted growth and and just being unwell from malnutrition. So that's improving for them because of the setup of the school and their support through African Enterprise. The other thing that she was saying, which was quite sad, was that the parents are very grateful and relieved that the children are able to come to school, because they are worried that if they leave them in the village and go to try and find work, that they are at risk for being raped. And these are very, very young children, 5 and under, really little kids. So that was really, that was hard to hear. And it just makes me think about the other kids that can't go And they, yeah, so they, she was saying that there's a lot of needs that the physical building has. She would like to do some things up, and one of the big issues was the floor has got big holes in it. So it's a concrete floor, it's got big holes in it, and she said it's not safe for the children. So I don't know how they're going to afford that, to be honest. Like, I don't know that it would be a very expensive job, but they just don't have the money for it. And that's really, it just seems like such, you know, it would be nice to be able to do that for them, you know, like it's not a lot to ask. So yeah, I don't know, it seems like such a little thing. But anyway, so then we left from the school and we went over to the chili farm. So this is another community project that African Enterprise has initiated. So they teach the farmers how to basically agriculture, and then they also have someone in the community who oversees everything, and I'm just trying to remember everything they told me because there was so much information. So they have one person who, so one person who coordinates everybody. Then they've got someone who's an accountant, and then they have someone who is like a contact for buyers. And the man I met today, he was both the contact and the coordinator for the farmers. So quite a lot of responsibility, very young guy. And he seems to be doing very, very well. So through African Enterprise, they have been able to employ vulnerable women to come and work at these farms, which is fantastic. So they're now empowered to earn their own money and contribute to the family financially. And yeah, the chili plant was acres and acres, like it was huge. So, and they're doing really well with that. So they're harvesting at the moment. So they wanted to see if I could, do a bit of harvesting, and you'd think it would be easy, but they had like levels of different chili uses, and they were particularly picking a certain type today from the same bush. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this wrong, ruin the whole lot. So yeah, they had, they were sorting it into top class chili, and then the second class chili gets used for like chili oil or like dry chili. So they have a lot of different things that they're producing. And yeah, like we had to drive, like he wanted to show me the storeroom, to show me how well they had done. And the storerooms were very like large rooms, and they were like, up to the ceiling with chili. So he's doing really well. And yeah, we went in and went down the road as well to see his second store. And it was funny, when we got there, he had the wrong key. So these little kids came out from the village, and we were playing with their toys that they'd made, and they made these aeroplanes out of pieces of paper, like a propeller, and stuck it onto a stick. And then they had a piece of this sort of, I don't know, this particular type of plant. It looked like a succulent, and they'd made that to stop it on, and they were all running around with these little planes, and I was lucky enough to have a go. And then they had this big tire that they were hitting with a stick, and that was like their car. So they let me have a go with that too. And so it was fun having a little play with them. Yeah, so that was great. And then we went into the storeroom, and again, up to the ceiling. But the chili smell, we all came out coughing and like, oh my gosh, my eyes are streaming. So then we went to lunch, and then after lunch was my favorite part of the day. We went to a women's group, and I'm not sure what that beep was, but anyhow, we went to a women's group, and actually just hold on, because it is a bit smoky in the city. I'd like to shut the door. There's a bit of smoke around in the city today, and I'm not sure where it's coming from, but that might have been what's setting off the smoke alarm. Anyway, so we went, this my favourite part of the day, we went out to this, it's a community women's support group, and in the support group, this was initiated again by African Enterprise, and I do need to. What I would like to ask is how they find the women, how they first connect with them, and find out that this is something that would be beneficial. So they have set up like a group that meets twice a month, and they support each other emotionally, but they also they make money together, and they like support each other with savings. So they save together, and then they have like, they've now got a bank account, and that's sort of been growing and growing, and they're able to share out the money and purchase things that will help them to live a better life. And like, some of the ways that has helped has been amazing. But so one of the women was saying that because of this group, she's been able to take out some money from that account and do a side business, and grow her money there, and now has been able to purchase land and improve her home. And she used to rent, so that's really empowered her to help her family, and her children are now at school because she can afford it. One of the other women, they were saying they bought a motorbike, so collectively as a group they rent it out as a taxi, so they get income from that. And while I was there, they were weaving baskets and mats and making craft. That's another source of income for them. And they all sit together and as a community make these baskets, and they so that one of the women was saying that they've all come from poverty, and they're no longer they have better standing in the community now because of this project. So they used to have to rent, and now they can buy their own properties. One of the women was saying that she felt so alone in the poverty, and this group has made her feel like she's connected and that she's not alone anymore, and they're all working to empower themselves. So it was really inspiring hearing what they had to say, and just like the determination to make something better. They believe in themselves more. Some of them had significant health problems because they have come from poverty, and that's hard to hear. Really sad, but I did ask, have they got the medication that they need, and the government is providing that, so that's really, really good. But it just, like, it was such positive, I loved it. And they got me down on the floor, and I was learning to basket weave, and one of them, I just could not get it. I was just sort of tying knots almost, but there was a couple of others that I did a bit better. So it was fun, and there was a lot of laughter, so that was really great. But I specifically want to go back there to spend half a day there, and just they want to teach me how to make the baskets, and they were talking about wanting to grow their business to sell the products overseas, and we were talking a bit about how to use the internet to do that. And but I just loved my time with them. Like, it was just the tiniest little room. It was just a little shack, and no light, but it was just great, and I just loved it. It was just really just I can't tell you how amazing African Enterprise has been in the lives of these women. And just the empowerment that they have now, and the self-esteem, and the value they have in themselves. It's just it's just life-changing for these women. It was hard to leave. And then we went to a sewing shop. That was our last stop. So we went over to a sewing shop that has been run by young teen mums. So African Enterprise has connected with them, brought them in to educate them. And so they've been educated and taught how to run this business and sew, and now they're doing that. So they've only been operating since early last year. And again, they were very proudly showing me that they had an income. So they've got a bank account, they've got income, how they're making profit. what kind of clothes they're making, and where they're wanting to sell and where they'd like to go in the future. And that was encouraging, because they did say that they, because of poverty, and read into that what you will, they have found themselves in the situation where they're pregnant, and so to be able to work and rent their own home and not have to rely on anyone else, or just, they said they were living in hard conditions, and they didn't expand on that, but I can only imagine. So they can now have their own home, and can pay the rent, and also can rent out this property for their business. So that was encouraging too, and really, you know, again, just admirable, the way these kids are just so focused on creating a better future for themselves, and they're supported again through African Enterprise. They're beneficiaries of African Enterprise. So yeah, more futures that have been improved from this program. Yeah, so I mean, I was tired by the time we got in the car, because it's emotional. It's hard to see, you know. It's, yeah, just the needs. You know, it's hard, but just the impact that African Enterprise is having on the community, it's just invaluable. It's just, and it's, yeah, they're just amazing. So yeah, I'm really keen to, I know I've asked a few questions, and they said they identify the most vulnerable and send them to school, and education is key, which I agree with that 100%. I might be a bit biased, but you know, my mum and dad were big on that too. Like, you know, education's the key. But yeah, just the needs in the country. It is very different in the they call it the out country, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of poverty. There's a lot of need. Yeah, it's alarming to think, while things have improved in terms of people being vulnerable to rape, it still happens to kids as well. Like, that's really hard. Just awful, actually. And yeah, but I mean, I just loved today. I really loved the time with the women. I just, you know, oh man. Yeah, from very hard situations, have turned things around and been supported. And the African Enterprise staff was on site as well. So it's really, yeah, it's just lovely. And that made me feel so welcome. And yeah, so while it's, you know, you just want to jump in and okay, well, I'll help you. I'll help you cement the floor, and you know, what else can I bring you? And it was really, oh my gosh, I was like, yes, they like it. We gave them the washable sanitary napkins and the women's underwear, and they went, yay! So that was so nice. Like, oh, thank goodness it's not inappropriate. So yeah, so I'm definitely going to go back out. I said, I'm coming back, I'm going to buy some of your goods, and I would like to sit down with you, and both Eliane and I are going to try to learn how to do the craft that they're doing, but I guarantee mine will not look anything like that. Yeah, so I've come back just feeling like, I love this country. I love it. It's just so beautiful. And yeah, they're just lovely people. I do feel like some of them aren't sure why I'm here, and are a little bit standoffish when I first walk in. They sort of, you know, but at the moment I'm just trying to just listen and just ask, you know, I get given time to ask questions, and try to be careful with the questions that I ask. And they, yeah, once there's a few laughs, and with me, oh my gosh, like they were trying to get me to put on these special shoes before they came into the hut, and I was so proud of them because they'd made them with this cane, And like the klutz I am, I couldn't work out what they were trying to say to me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so ridiculous. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll put them on. So I'm taking off my shoes and socks. And they're like, no, no, no. And so I'm like, okay, I'll put my shoes back on. And they're like, no, no, no. And so what they worked out eventually after a few like embarrassing tries was that I had to wear my socks with the, with the sandals. But I was like, oh, it shouldn't really be that hard. But anyway. But yeah, so that was quite funny. I think that broke the ice a little bit. And then, yeah, just letting them share, I think they thought out a bit with that. And then, yeah, like they just, it was, I loved it. I loved it. I loved my time with them today. I loved my time with all of them today. But I particularly loved my time with the kids and the women. There was just something about it that just, oh, I just loved it. But anyway, I've been going on for a while now, so I probably should stop. But yeah, just a great day, just a beautiful country, yeah, just beautiful people. I just, oh, just so in love with the place. Yeah, so I can't wait till tomorrow. And I can't wait to go back and learn how to basket weave. We shall see. I will take photos, don't worry. All right, that's it for now.